I remember you asking, hey, we should sit down, make a plan for all the things that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And now it's 2025.
Yeah.
The only difference is we've recorded us sitting down talking about all the things that we wanted to do.
So we're back, and we realized that as we were talking and sharing about what we should do, we realized we have become men that just talk about ideas but don't carry them out.
Sam feels it more strongly because I'm recording this episode. I feel like there's some action here.
And so I think it's just realizing, wow, we've been talking about so many ideas, and we keep writing projects, but we haven't really carried anything out. And so this was just a self call out of, all right, let's do something about it this year, and let's have something practical and tangible with that we could actually do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think with that is just more understanding why we struggle to carry things out. We talked about KYODAI as an idea, and then now KYODAI has started.
It exists in some form.
It exists in some form, whether it's once a year.
Mm-hmm.
That could even, if we just accepted it as to, hey, we're going to do a once a year podcast, then we've actually done what we do. Success. It's actually been a success.
Yeah.
But I think because we don't know what we want it to look like, but we do feel in some way there should be more.
Yeah.
Then I think we feel like, okay, there should be a bit more commitment of wanting to carry this out. So on top of that is we're definitely not where we were.
Yeah.
And we're definitely moving forward, but we do feel we can make maybe take bigger steps along the way as well.
So when you say self call out for you, what's been your struggle?
I think it's just writing so many ideas or becoming passionate about so many things, and then starting them, and then stopping at some point, either because it gets too hard or the next idea or project excites me.
Right. So can you name some of the projects that within the last 2 years you had started and then you stopped either because it's too hard or something else came up?
So I would say 3. One of them is a hiking one.
Yeah.
Which I think you remember you gave me that thing for my birthday that has all the hikes of Hong Kong, and then you scratch it.
Lion Rock's heat map is really high.
It's mostly Lion Rock. And so I think became this idea of like, I want to do this whole map. But I think that then started also my passion for running then as well. And so then that's created other things, but that's been one of the things of like, I want to complete that map. And then the other one had to do more with me writing. And so there's the main project has been on the Gospel of John and using that as a tool of discipleship that then started into another writing project of looking at the book of Acts and looking at it from a place of prayer.
Right.
And so that's already another project. And then the third one was, the other one has been my Cantonese, of trying to learn Cantonese. That's been the other one. And so
can you showcase where you're at right now?
I'm ganyu.
Ho 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 ho.
And so that's been the other one of where I keep starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping.
Yeah.
So I think there's been this level of frustration as well with that starting and stopping. But then at the same time, maybe the positive of that is that I haven't quit necessarily on it.
Depending on how you look at it, right? Like you can say like, I haven't quit on any of my ideas and my dreams, just the time frame is now extended.
Yeah. So I think maybe that's probably the self call out as well, is that maybe the time frame is just too unlimited. Yeah, too unlimited and too comfortable.
Right.
To not carry it out.
Yeah.
So for you, when you're like thinking of things that hold you back, of bringing an idea or a dream or a project into reality, what are normally the things that you feel hold you back?
I think similar in terms of just like I wouldn't call it overwhelm, but I probably do overwhelm myself with ideas that in principle, if I execute them, feel great if I could. So I get kind of like the initial excitement of, oh, if I can achieve this video, or if I complete this, it will be satisfying.
Yeah.
Whereas while I'm in the middle of idea phase of making that happen, 8 more ideas will come along, and then I'm kind of like, okay, this idea feels very unimportant in comparison to the new ideas that have come along.
It's almost like too many ideas becomes a killer.
It really does, and it's almost kind of like you setting higher stakes towards ideas that had no stakes to begin with.
Yeah.
And then eventually, as your ideas list, at least for me, as my ideas list grow, then there's some overlap that goes, oh, this would be a great now business idea.
Yeah.
Or this would be a great kind of community building idea.
Yeah.
Or this would be great for like
Yeah.
filling up the cup for the need for surfing
Yeah.
to grow in Hong Kong to then, dream. And then now suddenly I'm thinking of ideas going from as simple as, hey, just make the edit
Yeah.
of your video that you recorded 5 years ago
Yeah.
to now, how do I build a wave pool in Hong Kong?
Yeah.
Like the scale is just
Yeah.
it's just like, and so at that point you're like, okay, well this seems like it would actually make a big difference for people,
Yeah.
not just in the surf community, but it would add value to the city, I would say, to some degree. But then it's also like, if this is a self call out, I don't need to go at scale. I just need to finish the one project, right?
Yeah.
So it I don't know if overwhelm's the right word, but definitely then the excuses start piling up.
Yeah.
Like the excuse then goes, well, if it's not a paid project because this is what I do, then time spent on work that isn't a paid project feels like I'm not being responsible over the time that I feel is owed to the project.
Like you're procrastinating your actual work.
But I'm not though. That's the thing. That's what I realized. It's again, maybe it's the struggle of running your own business. It's like you're in charge of your own hours, but then there's no end to the hours. It's like you can be working as early or as late, and as long as a project gets complete, then it's done. But then how you manage your time. So maybe there's a bit of a discipline issue in terms of scheduling. Kind of. And when I say scheduling, it's not in terms of my work stuff, but it's like the after work, like defining what after work hours look like so that you can create time to then shoot or edit or even this. So the fact that we're recording this feels like a win, but it's definitely, like you said, it's kind of just the start.
Because you're going to have to find at some point when to edit this one.
Yeah, which I feel just the fact that we followed through and made it, because I think when we started, we're like, we don't even know what this is going to be. We didn't know if it was going to be just an Instagram page, if it was going to be an outlet where we just shared your writing or photos or some random clips. And then now, I think just the fact that we've gotten to a stage of, okay, we're going to record conversations so that we can look back and hold each other accountable. I think it's a good place to be. But there's still more for sure.
So for you, your idea right now is to get 8 episodes of KYODAI
by the end of the year. And 8 YouTube videos of one of the 60 items that are on my video ideas list. And just have them up.
Once a month.
Once a month.
So two videos once a month.
Well, at least if we have the luxury of recording right now, then it's a video. If it's not video recorded, then a podcast episode.
Which one do you find the hardest, setting the time to do the recording and the video, or the editing?
I think we've been good in terms of recording these. It's more that if we wanted KYODAI to look like some, when you shared like the row arc references and things like that, and kind of doing more short film narrative style things. There's a couple of video projects I want to do like that, but I think that requires work level preparation and focus.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, the fact that we're able to do, I don't think it's too hard in terms of making time. It's just if our time can align.
Yeah.
So I think when we have those days where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, our wives are meeting up with
Yeah.
their girlfriends.
Which would be a self call out for our friendship, I feel, as well, which was a realization. I feel we've started hanging out only when our wives hang out.
No, not true. Not true.
I was like,
I have evidence that that's
except
not true.
I know there's been maybe 1 or 2 times, but I was like, wait,
Not
because
true.
we probably wouldn't have hung out this.
No, for me, it's a cue. It's a bonus cue.
Okay, it's a cue.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't see it that way. I've always seen it as a bonus cue, where I'm actually proud of our wives for initiating and making time.
Yeah, that's why. But we're riding on their wave.
No, that's a bonus. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. I'm gonna look at our previous. But if you're saying you want to hang out more, that's cool. All right,
There we go.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Self call out. You heard it here.
Okay. What day?
More
Lunchtime.
Hey, that's our next idea. Hang out more.
project complete. Okay, so today we took the.
Making friendship work.
It's true. Well,
There you go.
I mean, if you if you feel that way, let's talk about it.
No, I was thinking, I was like, because today I wouldn't, it's not like, because today would have been a random day and it wouldn't have been like, hey, Shen, let's hang out. It was more,
Wow. I was prepared to message you going like, I already know that Spicy Sisters are.
I didn't, yeah. So that's why it's like, oh, they're meeting, so let's hang out. And obviously we do have our other times. We do have our
Watch me message Sam every day this week now. Yo, what you doing? You want to hang out?
But,
Bro, this is not what we meant.
This is not. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was just a realization or coincidence of it. One that I was thankful, because they did make me admire our wives in that way.
Yeah.
Of them making I think they do almost monthly.
They try to.
They try to.
Yeah.
They do try to.
Yeah.
In terms of that, maybe we're less official.
Yeah, we don't have a name.
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
KYODAI.
We have a name, a podcast, and Instagram.
Yeah, but that's not what we're known as. We're not like, oh, look, it's the KYODAI Bros. But
Maybe
we
not
can
yet.
be if you want a shirt.
You want a shirt? All right. To bring it back.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's bring it back to.
So what are the goals? Or
Alright. For me is to take. We'll see what that looks like. Of whether we invite people along the journey of me training and running for that half marathon east to west, or just maybe just the final day of like maybe we don't show people the whole journey, but just the final day of just running that and then sharing thoughts after.
Okay.
And then for you could probably just the next episode could be, hey, how are you doing in that process?
Right.
And if you didn't do it,
what have you done to train?
Yeah.
What are you doing
Yeah.
in terms of being a
Yeah.
step closer to achieving
and for
that?
you, it's just, hey, did you record, or where are you on it's the accountability part that I think is probably essential in when maybe it's realizing as individuals that some of us, I don't know, I don't want this to sound as an excuse or maybe a reason, but it's maybe some of us realizing we just need community and accountability to do it, to achieve those things, versus having the self-discipline to just do it on our own.
Right.
Because for essentially is the things that we're talking about,
Yeah.
would we have eventually got to them, knowing our personalities?
I mean, with time, with
on our own
time, eventually, maybe we'd be upset enough at ourselves that one of the things would move forward.
Versus this probably adds a little bit of fuel,
That's true.
motivation to it, which I think maybe some people do lack of a place of community where you just gather
Yeah.
and keep yourself accountable for the projects that you're working on.
Yeah.
This could be another
That's the
side project.
next episode. We'll zone in on that.
A little community accountability.
But what would you say are the most common excuses that we give ourselves as to why we don't?
Of why I think it could be endless. Like let's say if I would just, because I can name, this is why I haven't done what I've done. I think it's just if I would just put all those together, is I give excuses or I make excuses.
Oh, so it's not okay. So you're not talking about even what are the excuses. It's just the acknowledgement that
Yeah.
it doesn't get done because I make excuses
Yeah.
to not get it done.
To not get it done.
Okay.
Yeah, I think is I make room for excuses.
Right.
I think that would be the thing.
So
Yeah.
there isn't even like a. That's true, because once you satisfy one excuse, then you have to then acknowledge any excuse as valid to not do the thing that you set out to do.
Yeah.
That's
So I think it's just more. There's something about me that makes excuses okay in that way. And so I think the reason why this also became important is because I think becoming a father and seeing the type of man I want my son or daughter now
Yeah.
to become.
Daughter now. That's how long it's been since the last
I know, right?
Welcome to the world.
is more what am I going to ask of them, and am I asking that of myself and living that out?
Yeah.
And part of that is I don't want them to have dreams or ideas and not pursue them,
Yeah.
and then, or if they do think about it, then give themselves excuses.
Right.
And I don't want to speak from a place of regret or a place of I have experience because I didn't do anything. I also want to speak from a place of, hey, these are the things that I've dreamed and lived out, or ideas that I've thought about and lived out, and these are the things that I know help me, and I hope they help you along the way.
Right.
In that way, there has to, and I think that goes back to having something that has been created and built.
You were saying the book that you're reading has made you reflect on the mindset of grit being a key ingredient in following through on some of these things.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've read the book because I just read the title in the back, and I felt like this is something that is
next
needed.
episode. You will teach us
that is needed in my life, and I think just watching sports as well, right? I'm sure you're a Spurs fan. I'm an Arsenal fan.
I'm about to give up on them.
Welcome. You know, is there something that we see of mentality that is making me like, hey, what does separate these? Sometimes it's not just a talent, it's the mentality that one brings into what they're about to undertake. And that's why I felt like there was a light, and I think there was maybe something great about not giving ourselves pressure to create.
I thought you were going to say not giving ourselves a trophy.
We should give ourselves a trophy at the end. Not giving ourselves pressure that it destroys us, but then there's something about not having that pressure that also doesn't push
you
us
enough. Yeah.
enough. And so it's finding that tension as well. I think for me is this, how can I build that mentality in myself? And I think that's why the book drew me to itself is because it talked about grit, but there's a chapter that I'm looking forward to reading on how do you build it in your life. And so part of me, that's kind of the marathon, the half marathon thing is, maybe by doing hard things, I could build that resilience in me that I've kind of just been avoiding and running, that hopefully carries into other areas of life.
That makes sense. I feel like the similar train of thought that I went with that is relating to your running is I've been running 5Ks where we live. It's the first time I attempted 10K.
Yeah.
Just to try and push my mind to go, you can do it.
Yeah.
It felt great when I finished, and I haven't felt like wanting to do it again. Honestly, I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
After I finished the 10K, I was just like, 5 is enough.
Yeah.
And it brought my head into this place where I'm like, what does this mean about me outside of the running?
No, but I think there's something about that of just pursuing something that why.
Yeah.
Now you may realize at the end of it, why did I even pursue this?
Yeah.
But there's also something in that you realize you could still push yourself more to be able to do.
Yeah.
And there's 2 lessons there.
Yeah.
One of them is just, hey, what are the things that are worth pursuing and not pursuing? How do I know when not to pursue them? And what are the things and when do I know that I know I can push more
Right.
in terms of that?
Yeah.
And so in that run was actually
Stretching
stretching.
is important. Well, at least I'll be a little bit closer to supporting you in your running as well.
Yeah.
We can add that to. There you go. Another hangout opportunity. We can run together, experience pain, and go, why? Why are we doing
you have
this?
to run. You're the one recording it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Unless you're going to be in...
What, with a gimbal? Right.
You'd be on a bicycle.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind doing that.
You do the bicycle if you don't want to run it. You can be on a bicycle. Yeah.
Good shout. I'll support you on the bike. I like that. Yeah. But I might also run it just so that I can go. I don't want to look back at that and go, I didn't run it. Shin cycled it, so he hasn't actually done it.
Or I didn't even train for this and I did it.
It did raise the question of just like, but wouldn't it be better if you trained for it? Then you can also... Yeah. It's just how important is the time? Is completing the achievement? Is the time the achievement?
Yeah, there's a lot could come from that.
So I guess to kind of wrap up at least this call out episode to ourselves, what is the time frame in which that you're giving yourself to do this for your run?
Where are we? We are in
March.
January, February, March, April, May, June, end of June.
You're picking the hottest time.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I was like, should I just push it now and just run it?
Just do it tomorrow.
All right. Goal is officially June, but if
I do it tomorrow, yeah.
I know the weather's really nice.
Exactly.
It will add on to it. The heat, the humidity adds on to it.
Yeah.
But I'm traveling in April, so.
Okay.
But
no
excuses. That's just an excuse.
Starting already?
I'm already starting. No. All right. End of June or before end of June, but I'm running it in June.
Nice.
Should we put money on it? Maybe that's what we need, just some money motivators.
Money?
No.
How much hurts you?
How much hurts me? I will donate.
21 Visuals is open for donations.
I would donate to 21 Visuals if I don't complete this task. No.
In June.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I believe in you.
All right. Well, you're end of year.
Yeah, but also monthly.
The monthly thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can't just be like, end of year, here's 8.
Yeah.
Which is what I did last year.
We're gonna publish one a month.
Yeah.
So is this one for March or?
Yeah, for March.
This one's for March.
Yeah,
You're doing this one. Oh wow. Okay.
Unless you let me finish the one that we recorded when we were going up the escalators first.
Nah, do this one.
Do this. You want to skip that?
Unless you want to do the other one.
Well, I'll see if the thread makes sense. Otherwise,
yeah.
Because at least there's evidence with a bit more was done.
Because this one can be for March.
Yeah.
And then that one could just, maybe it's not part, if you feel could be part of KYODAI, or it could just be one of the ones that you complete along the
bonus
way.
Episodes. If you subscribed,
Yeah.
members only.
2 hours of friends talking.
Walk it up. Let's go over here. Let's go. Oh shoot, it's raining.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun day though.
It was a fun day.
Yeah.